guys. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Daly.
Really big win for us tonight. I have a lot of respect for Coach Mooney and the Richmond program. Obviously, they've had multiple 20-win seasons during his tenure. Kind of been a fixture atop the top of the Atlantic 10. So to be able to get a hard-fought victory like this, is really important for us, important for our growth and development, and just really pleased with our guys for finding a way. Down 6 at halftime, and we just continued to stay in it, continue to compete, and thought we did a fantastic job.
Josh, we'll open up to questions for Casper and Isaac first.
Isaac, what did you think allowed you guys to kind of hang in there? Because it looked like that's what you had to do for a good chunk of that game.
Yeah, I would say just trusting each other. I think that's something that we did down the stretch. It's just we all believe in each other. We all know what we can do. No one got outside of themselves, and that helped us get the win.
Casper, what did you like about the way you guys were able to score some of those key possessions when it seemed like the pressure was on to score?
Well, I think, first of all, it took us a long time to figure out how to beat the Richmond defense. They switched everything. It took me personally like 16, 18 minutes to figure out what they're doing. But because of that, I think the biggest takeaway from that game is that we stick together, stick through the 16, 18 minutes. That I'm gonna completely honest, I didn't really know how to attack them. At a certain point, I realized, okay, the skips are wide open. We at first we weren't really making them threes, but later all of it kind of fell together, and we were able to win. I'm so sorry, I'm tired.
30 minutes.
Yeah. Guys, for all three of your main three-pointers came in the second half. What was it that allowed you to kind of get comfortable, feel out the defense, and find those spots to knock it down?
It was hard to get a good position and deep in the paint. Like last game, I mostly attacked the paint. It was a really personal game for me because my first 3 years were in A10 and St. Joe's. I didn't really have a big game against Richmond in my career yet, so at first the game wasn't going how I wanted it, and later I just realized if they want to put a bigger guy on me, I'm gonna have an advantage on the perimeter, and they didn't really close out as well as I thought they were at first, and it made me hesitate because they were closing out, but there was still a little bit space to drive or to get a skip pass, take the three out, but yeah, I kind of got confidence that the more we played, the more I saw their offense, I knew what to do. And besides of maybe the last possession was pretty bad in the transition that I threw the ball away when I tried to pass it to Chan. Besides of that, I think it was a pretty clean game from that 16-point mark. 16-minute mark. I'm so sorry.
Further questions for the guys?
Yeah, Casper, Chandler kind of had a rough night for him tonight for a long stretch, but then he comes through with what ends up being the winning points. Did you guys kind of think he'd finally break through?
Well, like I said, like Isaac said at first, we believe in each other and we know what Chen can do. It was a hard game for him because they were very physical. They were standing in front of him. They weren't really biting on no fakes. He was trying to go through them. They weren't really calling the fouls. So it wasn't the easiest time for him to score today, but he kept going, he kept being aggressive, and later on the spin on the end one, when he took the end one, they fouled him. I knew that it was going in. So, yeah.
You knew that shot was going in?
Yeah, 100%. I saw it a lot of times during summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Well, Josh, questions for Coach Daly?
How would you describe that shot from Chandler? That last one was kind of creative, I guess.
Yeah, no, he's a creative finisher in the paint. Obviously, we've gotten a little bit used to it, having watched it, over the summer, preseason workouts, practices, games. We know he's a very efficient paint scorer. I think he's second in the country in attempts at the rim and scoring at the rim. And then he also obviously typically gets to the free throw line a lot, right? So he had been averaging 9 free throws a game. So again, we know that when he gets it in the paint, he's very difficult to stop. I saw somebody chop down, so I'm like, all right, there was enough bodies where there was contact, and he was going to be able to get, once he got the ball up and give it a chance on the backboard, he got a chance to go in.
Coach, your defense forced 20 turnovers tonight against a good Richmond team that usually takes care of the ball.
Yeah.
What was it about your preparation or kind of in-game that you saw that allowed them to make it a season-high 20 turnovers?
Yeah, I'm really proud of our guys for being able to go out and execute defensively because Richmond is, as you said, historically, they take tremendous care of the basketball. They're a very low turnover team, very efficient offensively. So to be able to, and again, they shot the ball really well, especially from three early on. So forcing some of those turnovers allowed us to get out in transition, and then continuing just to put pressure on the basketball. I thought our communication was really good defensively, and then just trying to make sure that we kept a defender on the ball, and we didn't rotate two, and we didn't give up backdoor layups. We did a lot of really good things in terms of being locked into the game plan and not giving them the easy opportunities that they normally get.
It was kind of a tale of two halves for them. They made 9 threes in the first half and then 3 in the second half, and you guys did the same, sort of 3 in the first half, came alive, made 7 in the second half. So what changes did you see make that allowed Casper and the other guys to kind of open up and shoot from downtown?
Yeah, I thought, from their standpoint, some of the threes they made in the first half, Colin Tanner made 2 threes, and he hasn't, made a bunch kind of on the season. Romaglu made a couple threes. Daughtry made, a couple threes. So guys that aren't necessarily as high volume shooters made some threes. I thought our closeouts were a little bit soft defensively. And I thought in the second half we were much tougher on our closeouts and guarding the basketball. But for us offensively, I think, as Casper mentioned, they were really loaded to the basketball. There was a heavy emphasis, when they were switching and putting a lot of bodies in the paint. So you needed to be able to skip the basketball and then kind of attack closeouts from there. I think even one play, that kind of defined the second half, Ned Hull drove it and really drove it just with his head up and was just looking for the kick. So it was kind of getting our driving kick game going instead of just kind of moving around the perimeter and launch a three, which is what we did in the first half. So I think we kind of figured out defensively what Casper was trying to say. We kind of figured out how to get the ball to the paint, get our paint attacks, and then spray it out for threes.
You really had just some huge defensive possessions on defense where they looked like they were ready to get a couple, 2 or 3 possession lead, and you just didn't let them do it.
Yeah.
And you've had a hard time sometimes on defense, so
Yeah.
that had to be the most encouraging part.
It was, again, you hold a team like that to 29 points in the second half, like your guys are really working. I thought we were dialed in, and we tried to change defense a little bit, keep them off balance, 3-quarter press, and changing up, what we're doing kind of in the half court. And I just thought we had really good activity today. And again, guys were connected. They knew that this was going to be an important game for us, an important opportunity to play against a really good basketball team and to kind of and really see and establish, like, where are we kind of as we get closer and closer to CAA play. So really proud that, again, our defense is really taking some steps. It doesn't always show it because, again, we do play fast and there's a lot of possessions. But in a little bit slower tempo game, our guys were able to figure out a way to grind it out.
All right, Coach, thank you.
All right, thank you, guys.